I'm John Garcia, one of the owners of Atlantic Golf and Turf, and I'm joined today by Todd Mason, who is the Director of Sales and Development in the Turf and Ornamental Division for SipcamAgro. So thanks very much for being here, Todd, and spending a couple of minutes.
Morning, John. Thanks for having me.
And one of the most exciting things that those of us here at Atlantic have really gotten on board with the last couple of years and had big time success, not only for us, but also for our customers, our end users from an agronomic standpoint, is the ETQ family of products.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really unique thing that you have going there, and we understand it pretty well, but we'd like for you to be able to help our customers understand a little bit more what is ETQ and what's going on there.
Yeah, so I'll start with the ETQ basics, I call them. So ETQ stands for Enhanced Turf Quality. Really, the ETQ component, what we call the ETQ complex, is the base piece that we add into our fungicide line. ETQ goes into that mixture, essentially the shoulder or bolster of that fungicide. So a base fungicide by itself to go after a pathogen is fantastic. But if we can add something to that, bolster that application, give the fungicide a little more help to keep its efficacy where it needs to be in peak drought and stress seasons, that's really the whole genesis of this. And what's unique about this is this product is solely sold and manufactured in the United States. It is not anywhere else on the planet. Our in-house chemist designed it. It is his formula. It's gone through probably 5 or 6 iterations to get where it is today, but it is unique to the United States and the United States alone.
Fantastic. Yeah, and I think the industry has seen a lot of this value add type components be added to products, over the history. I think probably Signature was probably one of the very first products to come out with that stress guard component to it. That was late 80s, early 90s, somewhere around there.
You're dating us, John.
Yeah, no, I know. And then, of course, building on the success of that, we saw things come out from BASF in the intrinsic line, and later Syngenta adding acylbenzolar or the Action to a bunch of their different fungicides. And all of those kind of additive value add type things make claims on ISR and SAR, systemic acquired resistance of the plant. What would you say makes ETQ kind of unique in that type of a scenario or comparison? And is it more than just a pigment?
So short answer is yes on the pigment part. So when you look at the ISRs and the SARs, those are very specific. So the ISRs to the jasmonic acid pathway. The SARs are specific to reactive local reactions in the plant through a pathogen. We are neither of those. So what makes ETQ unique is that complex, and that's that piece that goes into that fungicide mix. What's unique about it is it's buffered and built to a specific pH. So when the applicator gets that product from you, they put it into the tank, into the water, we get an actual reaction that happens because of the pH in the water. So that pH change causes that ETQ complex to split. Simply what that does is makes it soluble in 2 primary components that actually go into the plant. So both through the root and the shoot, that product is absorbed.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, that sounds like it's a pretty big difference between a lot of the other things that we see on the market for sure. So thank you very much for the 101 on ETQ and kind of bringing us all up to speed on that. We've been working with the ETQ line of products now, I think for probably about 7 or 8 years or so. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
Yeah, and I think we continue to expand our portfolio and recommend more and more of those products. The very first one that we kind of toyed around with was Clearscape.
Yeah.
And Clearscape has been a rock star for a lot of our customer base in that, it's a combination of tebuconazole with the ETQ. Very comparable. There's another tebuconazole product on the market that has one of the additives in there as well.
Yep.
The cool thing for us is that we're getting unbelievable performance out of it, even in side-by-side treatments, for about 1/3 of the price to the end user. So that's pretty huge.
Yeah.
So, that was kind of where we initially stuck our toe in the water with that, as well as the chlorothalonil ETQ. How many total products are in the portfolio right now?
We have 7 right now, and more to come.
And more to come.
Yep.
We can't wait to find out about that. The 2 most latest releases that Atlantic has really jumped on board with and our customers have been excited about are Downforce and Adrenaline. So I guess starting with downforce, maybe just, the quick down low on what's going on there.
Yeah, absolutely. Fluazanam has been a new key active ingredient in dollar spot control across the country. And the recommendation, I think, from any university researcher you're going to talk to is absolutely rotate chemistry, right? So we want to avoid any sort of resistance possible, and there have been several strains of resistant dollar spot in the field.
Right.
So we absolutely recommend it. You get into that ETQ combination, and that's just an added benefit that you're going to see with that fluazanam in those heat and drought stress times.
For sure, yeah. No, another value add, and the guys have noted that very, very cost competitive in the marketplace, and they're really happy with the color response and the duration of control that they're getting out of that product. So that's been great.
Yeah, fantastic.
The one that's been a real big seller for us this summer, and we've had outstanding feedback, is adrenaline. So obviously we've got the combination there of azoxystrobin and tebuconazole, two mainstays in the turf fungicide marketplace, with the ETQ in there. And I think it's important maybe for you to just kind of tell us what's different about that one. There's a couple other products on the marketplace that have a strobilurin and a DMI in them. But what makes adrenaline a little bit better, I want to say, but a little bit of a different beast than the other ones.
Yeah, absolutely. Adrenaline has full loads of both active ingredients.
Right.
So, you look at those two products you just mentioned, both adrenaline and downforce, are two flagship key products that are newer to this portfolio that really kind of drive that business. They're the ones that are grabbing your guys' attention and most of the folks across the United States that are ETQ users for sure.
Right. Yeah, and adrenaline, I mean, from the patch diseases to dollar spot to gray leaf spot and summer patch, we've had really, really good results pretty much across the board with the whole spectrum of disease with that for around $150 an acre to the end user, which is just a phenomenal value.
Yeah, to get that kind of robust offering on that spectrum of diseases for that price point is absolutely key. It's pivotal.
Yeah, so we're excited to see what's next,
Yes.
and we can't wait for you to keep evolving and adding products to that portfolio. Do you guys have, what's been the history of the research on ETQ in terms of university and independent data? And do you have anything in the playbook for the future to continue to look at some of those things?
Yeah, we absolutely do. So when you look at those other products we're going up against, there's different methods of how they work. You mentioned the SAR, the ISR, and the different other products available in the marketplace. But at the end of the day, really that method that I talked about with the solubility and the split going into the plant really has to do with chlorophyll protection and what it does.
Right.
So as we look at measurable, marketable differences for you guys to take out to the field and show data to the end user, we've done extensive studies from Michigan State to North Carolina State to Penn State to Rutgers. I mean, we've been all over the place. Currently at Iowa State and Penn State this year for the first time, so that's new. So when we think about the research and development that we're doing with the ETQ product line, we're looking at other molecules that may make sense to partner with that based on different factors throughout the stress season of the summertime. So short answer, yes, there are some other projects in play. Yes, we will continue to do development at those universities. We have some great data that Bruce Clark did for us last year that actually documents and shows, when you look at the material graphed out and put into a PowerPoint, it really shows the actual that adoption curve of that product when it first gets applied and ends up going through the plant, and shows the control and how well it lasts throughout the summer season.
Excellent, great. Well, we look forward to seeing a lot more of that research going forward and being able to provide that. Our group is a little different than a lot of the others, where we really try to take a holistic view of the plant and plant health, and we do a lot of things with desert plant extracts and seed plant extract and humic acids, and looking at ETQ and kind of how it fits in with those programs and protecting the plant way beyond just a fungicide or an insecticide or whatever the case might be is pretty important to us, and we think that's how our customers are going to continue to become more and more efficient in the future. So
yeah, absolutely, you're 100% correct. I mean, we do have that UVA protection, but at the end of the day, it's that chloroplast protection that helps the chlorophyll, which helps the plant through respiration and photosynthesis, and really keeps it at peak performance in those stress seasons. Yeah,
it's funny because one of the lines that we use quite often with seed plant extract, and I think Frank Rossi's kind of talked about this in the past too in some of the classes that I've been in, is a plant that's fully loaded with cytokinin and seed plant extract. You get into a stretch like what we just got through with 9 out of the 10 last days were 90 degrees or above. You might still die, but you're going to die last.
Correct. Yeah, it's
and it's a bad way of looking at it, but But
It is.
anything you can do to give those plants that little bit of an edge to get through a weather pattern like we've seen is really important.
It's definitely a testament to those different add-ins that go into the tank and into the products for sure. Because the fungicides alone do fine, but when you get into those 9 and 10 day stretches, they're just not going to be able to hold up.
Thank you very much for being here and answering some of our questions. If you guys want to get some more information on SipCam, you can visit their website, which is
www.SipcamAgro.usa.com.
very good. Or you could visit our website at www.atlanticgolfandturf.com, or give one of your Atlantic reps a call anytime, and we'll be happy to sit down and chat with you. Thanks, Todd.
Appreciate it, John.